Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Fortress Comic News, episode 445. I am one of your hosts, Chris, alongside my sometimes co-host, Mike.
Sometimes.
What's going on, Mike?
Sometimes co-host, sometimes guest of the show. I did make the joke already, but I'm going to do it again. I will be the most, soon to be beating Cullen Bunn for the most appearances as a guest on the show. So if Cullen wants that title, he's got to come back sometime soon. Yeah, and it's a jam-packed week. We had New York Comic Con is wrapping up this weekend. Sean Wood is on the show back to talk about Hospice, the Scaled Key installment for Hospice Season 2. He's got a Kickstarter out right now, so we talked to him a little bit about that. And
then later in the week, everybody, keep an eye out for a Lewis Sutherland or Southard interview.
Nice.
Great conversation, even if he is way younger than me, and it depressed me throughout the entire interview. But we had a good conversation about his new book.
Yeah, that's rough, dude. It's all right,
dude. When I saw it,
yeah,
when I saw his birth on his website, his birth year was 1999. I almost just went in my car and drove off a cliff. Like,
you're like, this kid's making comics.
Not only this kid making comics, this kid's made comics for Mad Cave, for Valiant, for like all these. Yeah.
Damn. Good for him, though. Good for him.
Yeah,
that's
he's
awesome.
doing great work. So
yeah, Chris isn't jealous at all. He just wishes he was a little younger, folks. Just don't we all? Don't we all, man?
I'm in my Kevin Smith year, and I'm happy with it, I guess.
Yeah. Yep. I think we're just gonna dive into it because we have a lot of opinions on some of this New York Comic Con stuff.
Yeah. I think before we jump into it, though, I gotta hear from you. TMNT Magic Gathering.
But yeah, we did talk about that. Okay, so I'm not the biggest Turtles fan.
Mm-hmm.
My philosophy, because there's been a lot of shit announced in Magic the Gathering this year. Really excited for Star Trek. I would say Turtles, I'm not that excited for. I've been going to I've been giving every set a try. I've been going to every pre-release event, playing the cards, seeing how they work, interact. From what I've seen online, people are really disappointed with they just did one card that's all 4 turtles and it's 5 colors. So I think people are a little disappointed about that because it seems very lazy, quote unquote, for Wizards of the Coast to do, where they're just like, hey, here's the guys, they do all this shit, it's all slapped on one card.
But I saw they also have their own individual cards.
They do. Yeah. So like we didn't need that 5-color card. I do think the lands are pretty sick. All the lands are slices of pizza, which I think is hilarious. I think some of the approaches are really cool. It doesn't make me mad. If I don't like it, I'm not going to buy it. But I think some of the I would love to have a Leonardo deck or something like that. I think that would sick.
If I played, I would go out of my way to only use that land. Like I would buy enough to make sure that I only could use that to the end of time. Like they're never going to make better lands.
Yeah.
My disappointment. So they did some of the legacy art cards, which I like that they're doing that with some of these, which is cool. Yeah. My disappointment is it seems like and I get why they did it, but they took note from the new movie in terms of the characters and how they look. The art isn't the same, but like the little nuances to the characters.
Yeah, and I don't understand that because some of the cards too, because we only got like 5 or 6 cards revealed. One of them is like turtle something, but it's in the card, there's 4 different turtles and there's 4 different arts. There's like the comic version, the movie version. So it would be a weird approach to me if they did art from all iterations of Turtles. So I'm curious to see what the next reveals are. Because I do think it's weird to just do the movies because that's like everybody's least favorite.
Well, I feel like the main cards, so they did all the cast from the Turtles to Casey and it just felt like they were done to look like that movie. And I get that's the new thing, and that's what they're pushing. So, but then they did do the one that was a Mirage.
Yeah.
I mean, there's got to be at least a couple cards that are mimicking or taking stills from the old cartoon. Like, if you don't do that, you failed.
Yeah, and if you don't have Kevin Eastman on a card, right?
I mean, that
layered,
too, yeah.
Yeah, if you don't have Eastman layered on a card, like, what are you doing?
I was hoping they'd be a little bit cooler.
Yeah.
I'm like a passive Turtles fan.
There is some reference. I saw some reference to like Last Ronin in one of the advertisements thing too. So like we're getting some reference to comic things. It's just weird that they're doing all the Turtles from all the sets or all the like media kind of thing, I guess. But it is funny that like specifically for this set, they're like every booster pack has a slot for a turtle card. Like every card has a turtle.
I think they've convinced themselves though that like, oh, we did Final Fantasy and it was huge.
Yeah, right.
And so we do these IPs, it's always going to be huge. And it's like there's an event. I think we're at the point where I'm seeing people like it's cool, like we love Turtles, but
yeah, it's a little gimmicky now. It's getting to the.
It's getting to Fortnite land.
Yeah, it is. It's getting to Fortnite land. And I think Wizards of the Coast understands that, so they're, we're already getting another Marvel set and stuff. I think after this year, if they're smart, we'll see that dial it back, because it's definitely started to hurt some of the local game stores and stuff with the Spider-Man release. People weren't too excited for that, so Ninja Turtles, that's fine. Having Ninja Turtles in if I'm okay with Star Trek, I gotta be okay with Ninja Turtles. I'm actually excited for Star Trek. In the sense that people were excited for Doctor Who. I didn't care for Doctor Who. I'm not the biggest Doctor Who fan, so I think people's biggest gripe is that we just had a set of Marvel going to New York City, and now we're back to the plane of New York City.
I think it reminds me of when Marvel did the big switch over with all their characters. Mm-hmm. When Jane Foster was Thor, spoilers. Yeah. And Sam Wilson was Cap and all that. And it wasn't, at least for me, I'm going to speak for me on this. Mm-hmm. It wasn't that like I didn't like the changes. It was that you just shotgun blasted it all in my face at once.
Yeah, it's too much.
And I think these would have been so much better if they did like one a year. They would have gotten pop every year for them.
Yeah, right.
Or I feel like we've already gotten 2 this year.
Yeah.
And you're already talking about like 3 more.
Yep, and we got less than a month till Avatar already, so
yeah,
that's another thing too, is they added these properties and they also upped the number of sets per year, so we're getting 7 sets next year, which is huge. It's like a set. It
used to be 4, right?
Yeah, it used to be 4.
It used to be a core, and then
it used to be core and the 3. Yep.
That were like interlocked in one. Yeah. Yep.
So now having 7 is like people are gonna hold their money for the property that they're excited for.
Yeah. Or are going to leave the game because...
Or just going to... they're going to leave the game.
The economy.
Right, exactly. Yeah, because the prices are going up. They're not coming down. They're giving you less with the packs and the decks. So, I think they kind of thought, Final Fantasy was, like you said, was so popular. Final Fantasy whale money is different than all the other properties. RPG money is a whole thing in itself. I don't think they were prepared for the falling out of that. Super excited for Avatar though. So a Nickelodeon property that I am excited for, that I'm gonna probably buy a shit ton of single cards because that's what I do now. Super excited for Avatar.
Yeah. Remember when there was a live action Avatar show that was really good, and then we haven't seen it in 3 years?
Yeah, and now we haven't. Yeah, are we? And they even did the video to announce that they're getting like 2 more seasons, and it's nowhere to be found. Yeah, can you imagine? Where the hell is it?
The little kid's going to be a fucking 40-year-old adult by the time they finish.
He's going to be like, I'm Egg. Like,
it's going to be worse than Stranger Things.
Yeah. It's so funny you brought that up, because I was watching like the first season of Stranger Things to like where we are now. It's like, wow, this was like, over 10 years ago? About 10 years ago? So... it's crazy. Yeah, Aang's gonna be like, I'm Aang, the last airbender. It's like, what? Dude, why are you 45? What the...
Dude has a mustache.
Yeah, what did you do with the real Aang? You creep. Where is he? Alright, let's jump into this, Chris. We got the TV news from New York Comic Con. Archie Comics announced that they're teaming up with Greg Berlanti, the dude who was doing all the Arrowverse stuff, and CW for a TV adaptation of Afterlife with Archie. Now we had the Riverdale show, if you remember.
Yes, which Berlanti was also a part of.
Yeah, so he's already dabbled in that. This one is going to Disney Plus, though. right? And I don't know if the last one was too.
It's got some connection to Disney Plus, but I think it's CW first.
I heard
it is weird that it's Disney Plus though.
Yeah, I heard the Riverdale show was crazy. Like it took like a crazy turn. It was just like a wild show. I
remember when it was coming out, the girl I was dating was watching it, and I caught scenes of it, and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, there was some weird. I've heard from people telling me about the show when they talk about how it got weird. I'm like, that's really fucking weird.
Yeah.
I almost thought they did the afterlife stuff because there was like some satanic cult shit going on in that show.
I almost wonder if this is spinning out of that because they also did the Sabrina show.
Yeah, true. Yep.
Which was which kind of hinted towards the afterlife with Archie. So yeah, but I'm not sure about what's going on there. I'm not following the Archie-verse very well.
So yeah, it's weird that it's WB but it going to Disney Plus. Don't understand how any of that works.
I wonder if CW is part of Hulu.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know. I don't follow any of that shit, but
that's cool. I mean, Berlanti's got a pretty big repertoire of shows that he's headlined that have been pretty successful. So
yeah, and it proves to anyone that thinks there's comic book fatigue.
Yeah.
When's the last time you heard about CW?
Yep.
It was when they're doing comic book stuff, and now we're back with more comic book stuff, and they're getting headlines again.
Mm-hmm. Like, I haven't seen a CW headline since the Flash ended with the.
I thought CW just disappeared after that. Like I didn't.
Yeah,
know.
I know. I thought they just got rid of the channel. The Wonder Man trailer was released. Everybody, speaking of TV shows for Disney Plus. This is really funny because our good friend Patrick from Pat's Flash Facts, back in the day, speaking of CW shows, texts us once in a while because there was a specific point in time when we were all in college and some friends of mine, and we went to go see Iron Man 3 because we were really excited for the whole Mandarin villain arc. And I was telling everybody, the Mandarin's gonna be sick. He's got all these rings. He's gonna do all this shit. And then the reveal in Iron Man 3 of a Mandarin is a paid actor, terrorist paid actor. And he said, like, I think about that drive home a lot from that movie of like all our disappointment and how like it just completely like ruined the start to the weekend. And so going into this, I did text him and say, hey, you should watch that trailer of Wonder Man because I can't think of the actor's name. Ben something, is it? But anyways, he's back. So this show, and you can explain to me what Wonder Man is, but it like Wonder Man, they're making this movie. They need an actor, so immediately the Mandarin's character's in it because he's an actor. Remember? So it's like, oh great. I'm immediately reminded about how much I hated Iron Man 3. So I mean, I watched the trailer. It's like it seems alright to me, but you can break it down as somebody who knows a little more about the property.
He was, and from what little I know about him in the comics, he was a superhero who became a Hollywood superstar.
Okay.
So he was like the first quote unquote celebrity superhero.
Okay.
And then his brainwave pattern was used to create Vision down the line. So there's like a connection there as well. Obviously, that's not how they're doing it in the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
And I have questions because it looks like in this they turned him into a character in which another person played a version of it, and now they're rebooting it, and they're almost doing like a meta inside the MCU story.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to pull off, I think, but
it almost seemed like Oscar bait to me. Well, not Oscar bait, obviously. It's a TV show, but the way the drum, the music, and like some of the camera movement and stuff, it was like, man, they're making this like a Whiplash movie, or like what was the one with Michael Keaton, Birdman, where he was like a retired like that's the vibe I was getting. But I almost so first off, I love the main actor who they picked is the guy from Dr. Manhattan. I think he's a really good actor from Watchmen, and the guy directing the movie, people think he looks familiar, directing the movie within the show, is the villain that was working with Lex Luthor in the Superman movie. So we got a couple DC crossovers there. But that meeting he has at like the end at his house, he kind of says like, oh, we're going to make the last movie or the best movie. And he has all these other guys that he's like trialing for the Wonder Man movie. I wonder if one of them is going to end up with powers. I don't know. Maybe there's going to be some sort of superpowers coming out of it.
I have so many questions.
Yeah.
Everything we've seen about this show,
yeah,
I've just gathered nothing from what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And what's going to suck is this is one of those characters that has a devoted fan base, albeit small, but devoted.
Very hardcore.
And you lose them, it's not going to be successful. Now, people might say that doesn't make sense, but trust me, when it comes to something like this, especially with how the MCU shows have gone and people's kind of feeling like there's too much of them and all that, you have to get that devoted fan base to champion your show to make it a success.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest hill it has to climb. But I saw that trailer and I'm like, I don't know what this is. I have no clue what you're doing.
Yeah,
no idea. I'll be there to watch it, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it gave me more questions.
Yeah.
Not any answers. And I think at this point we're only a month or so away from it dropping. I should have a few answers about what the show is.
Yeah, and it's like nothing I don't think it was anything to get me excited about. Right. Yeah, I saw one superhero suit and it was the guy who used to play him, so
yeah, it's definitely not like I'm chomping at the bit to like watch the show. But it's an MCU show, so I'll eventually watch it.
Yeah. Interesting though that they released it near Comic-Con. So that's probably big news, is like releasing a trailer like that at Comic-Con in New York. Rather, we see a lot of that stuff usually happening in San Diego or D23 now. So
I think they released so much of San Diego, and this was closer to New York. It makes sense to do it that way.
Yeah. This thing I am excited about, a couple things. We got this Bat Fam trailer, and if anybody knows, if anybody watched Batman, what was it called? Silent Night, or it was the Christmas special Batman they did on Amazon Prime 2 years ago.
Oh yeah.
That's this creative team is back, and I watch that movie every Christmas now. It's like Home Alone. I watched this Batman cartoon. I really enjoyed it, and I'm super glad they're bringing them back for this like quirky, funny Bat Family show. I love the trailer. I don't know what you thought about it, but I really enjoyed the first time they did this. So
I knew right away this wasn't for me. Okay. I'll say that. Yeah. What I felt like they were going for, this is coming from somebody that's with a woman who has kids that are 13 and 11. That's what they're going for, that age group. I was like, this is exactly like the shows they're watching. Just it happens to have Batman in it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm still not I still don't think I understand the whole why Prime Video has anything.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
I just don't get why DC would give up anything, but they did with this stuff. And I guess if you can get kids to watch this, and like in this world of who doesn't have Prime Video,
right,
it makes sense to do something like this, even if it's not necessarily for me.
Did you watch the Christmas movie?
No, I forgot it existed until you.
Dude,
you clicked a memory.
You should
in my
watch
brain.
it, because like I agree too that when I first saw that Christmas movie, I was like, this isn't the version of Batman that I want, but it seems like a fun Christmas movie, and it was. And the humor, there's a lot of adult, like just like cartoons for 11 to 13-year-olds. There's a lot of adult humor, and there's some really funny stuff. So yeah, you should check it out. Because I watch it every year now.
I watch some of these shows. These kids are with them, and I'm watching it going like, I know I'm an old man at this point, and that's why I'm like, yelling at clouds. But I just kind of shake my head. I'm like, I don't understand this. Yeah. And then I go and watch, nice, respectable stuff like Rick and Morty.
Yeah, Rick and Morty, tasteful things, right? Yeah. No, I think I think the plot, if I'm remembering, the movie they did was like the Joker stole Batman's utility belt or something like that. Yeah, it was pretty. I mean, like that's never happened before, but.
All that being said, there were some funny jokes in it. Like I laughed at a few parts of it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah. Invincible season 4 trailer. So we get they're doing the whole fourth wall breaking. So first off, it's coming in March, so that's awesome. Just a few, 4-5 months away. So
if you go back in your Rolodex,
yeah,
this is the same teaser they've done for every season.
Yeah, and that's what they're teasing, right? Yeah. So they're like, they're sitting in the diner talking about it, doing the fourth wall break, and then they're like, oh, maybe once March hits, then we'll be complaining when season 5 coming out, kind of thing. So that's cool. They announced when we're getting it, and that's pretty much it, right? That we're complaining about not getting them quick enough. I'd say this was a better pacing than the last iteration. So
they're getting better, but yeah,
they're getting better. So yeah, that's exciting. March, so we'll get some Invincible in the cold, dark winter time.
Yeah, and you get some ideas of like there's something catastrophic coming because the whole world is just destroyed at this point.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, other than that, there's not much to gather other than it's Kirkman and the team having some fun.
Yeah, and we see like Invincible with his like metallic arms and stuff after Conquest beat the shit out of him. So we're kind of reeling after that and seeing where that goes. So no, that's exciting. We have a date. Let's hope they hit the target because it is 5 months away, folks. So they did say that. Doesn't mean they're going to hit the target. So we'll see. Marvel Zombies episodes 1 through 4. What do you think?
So that's the entire season. They dropped it all at once.
Are they hour-long episodes?
I think half an hour. So it's a quick.
Oh, okay.
Because I remember I watched it in like a day or two.
Yeah.
I'll say it's good. It's not going to blow your socks off. I think its biggest sin is that it's stuck in a modern MCU. So we're following modern MCU characters like Ironheart and and Miss Marvel, and and then you get something you like Red Guardian, and I should say that I like Red Guardian, and Shang-Chi shows up.
Oh, sick.
And so on and so forth. But its biggest issue is that, to me, like you're surrounding me with characters that aren't necessarily blowing my socks off right now in terms of what you're doing outside of this.
Yeah.
And then when the characters we do know show up, like Zombie Captain America, they obviously couldn't get Chris Evans to stop by, so he doesn't talk at all. He just and like I said, it's good. I think a lot of people were. I know a lot of people in my local community were like, "Well, this isn't what Marvel Zombies was," and I was like, "Well, first off, I read every Marvel Zombies book from when Robert Kirkman wrote the original to the one that just came out recently." And I'll tell you, there's many different versions of Marvel Zombies. And there was no fucking world where they were doing Robert Kirkman's Marvel Zombies.
No.
Just tell everybody that right now.
Yeah.
This is the idea of Marvel Zombies set in the MCU. That's what they're doing. And yeah, I'd say it's enjoyable if you want a cool animated thing that's horror bent for the holiday season. Check it out. But I doubt it's going to connect into anything MCU, so it's not necessary watching. And I could see them doing more. Like, they set up to do more, but I don't know if they're going to. Honest, I haven't seen anything about it other than me. So yeah, just good.
Okay.
Which in this world sometimes isn't good enough. Yeah,
right. With so much other stuff to consume.
Yeah. I will say this isn't comic book related, but I watched that season 3 of Monsters, the Gein story, and if you want to be horrified. Go watch that.
I'm good. So it's funny because I've known about Ed Gein from like 10 years ago. I forget and for those of you who don't know, the Psycho movie is based off of him. Yeah.
So
for me,
I have too, because I used to be a connoisseur of the serial killer stuff, and like the horror genre comes from Ed Gein. Like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, directly from him. Silence of the Lambs, directly from him. Like, so on, so on. What I like about this season, though, is not only do they show that he did a bunch of fucked up things, and some of it uncomfortable, a lot of it uncomfortable, but they also connect moments of his life. And obviously, people are complaining, like, oh, that didn't happen that way. It's a fucking TV show. But they connect things he did in his life, moments in his life, to those movies. So I think in episode 2 or 3, they connect things he did with Psycho. And they show, like, they do a whole sequence of like them making Psycho and how they connect it to Gein. It's not just really about him, it's about how he affected pop culture moving forward too. So I'll say it's a tough watch, but if you like that kind of thing, it's really fucking good.
I think he's the reason they made it illegal to like dig up dead bodies and stuff, which is like, oh, great that wasn't. We didn't think that needed to be a law before he was around.
Yeah, that's crazy. What's the thing they always say, that it's a law because somebody did it.
Yep. They're like,
you usually
yeah.
don't come up with something because out of nowhere, be like, well, if that happens, you know.
Yeah, it is awkward when they walk in the room like, well, we can't actually charge you for that. So, yeah. Peacemaker season 2, episodes 7 and 8. I am whelmed, Chris.
Really?
I mean, so here, okay. So, did I like the season? Yes. Episode 7, with like the, you know, he hands over the portal and everything was cool. Episode 8, the build up in 8 where we get all, there's a lot of great characters. So I would say this season's very focused on the characters that we have. We got a lot of great character moments. I think Harcourt's like went up on the scale of like everybody in the group I like a lot more. But the pacing at the last episode seemed a little rushed. Even for an hour episode, we were kind of like, okay, we gotta get here, we gotta get here, we gotta get here. And then I think I was just a little disappointed because like we got this big buildup of like, oh, maybe we'll see somebody like, even if it's a shitty DC hero or villain or alternate universe, give me something, James Gunn, give me a little something. And I think that's what let me down. Yeah,
he did.
What?
He gave you Lex Luthor.
Yeah, but yeah, okay, like 3 episodes. Yeah, that was really cool. We did get Lex Luthor. I'm not saying I didn't enjoy that. Yeah.
I'll say there was a lull in the middle of this season.
Yeah.
I have to remember that when I'm thinking about the season, because I thought season 7 or episode 7 was the episode we wanted. That's when they revealed that it's the Earth X. That's when they did all the big moments, and I think that in a non-DCU world, that's where the show ends.
Right. Yeah.
But because we're in a DCU world and they got to connect this to a broader universe and everything, it's given that extra episode to tease other things and bring other things about. It's obviously setting up something with Superman. It's obviously setting up something with that Lantern show. And I'm sure other stuff as well. I really liked it as a whole. Yeah. Like, I think it's really great. And I think at the end of the year, it's going to be one of my top things.
Yeah, I thought it was good as a whole.
I personally just don't get that everybody is kind of soft on it. Maybe it's the shared universe thing. I mean, maybe I'm just still in the minority on that one, but I think it's really great. And I loved everything they did.
Yeah, I mean, you felt I thought the pacing in the last episode was really rushed towards the end. Like, you had, whatever they call her with her wife or girlfriend, like out of nowhere. A lot of the themes and stuff seemed like rushed.
Mm-hmm.
But I like where it could have been like, okay, maybe we got one more episode for them to resolve all this stuff. But
I think it was edited weird too, where they kept jumping to different moments.
That's what. Yeah, the pacing was off with the editing. Yeah. But I would say the last episode is not my favorite episode. I would say there's been some crazy good episodes, like, you know, when they were leaving the universe, when we got to see Lex Luthor. Like the first couple episodes where he has an interview with the Justice Gang. Like, yeah, it was a great episode, a great season overall. I am a little sad that like we left John Cena in another portal, and then James Gunn came out and said like, we don't have any plans to do another season of Peacemaker, which like hopefully, I don't know what that means, right? Like, once we get announced, okay, maybe we'll see a season 3, or maybe we'll see a movie. Like, what does that mean?
That's James Gunn, the storyteller.
Yeah,
he doesn't want to give up the gun. Like, something's going to happen down the line that's going to set up a season 3.
I hope so. Yeah,
yeah. I really feel it in my bones. Like, they're not going to give this up. It's too good. But if you say like, oh, there's going to be season 3, then it gives up to everybody, to the casuals.
Yeah,
that. Oh, he's just going to be safe in that planet and this movie or whatever, and the whole ending doesn't mean anything. Where right now, those people, and to us to an extent, are sitting here going like, fuck, like he's stuck.
Unless they do like a Suicide Squad 2, and that's the thing, they got to go in and find him, and it's like a dinosaur planet.
I think something with, whether it's Supergirl or Lanterns, they're going to end up on that planet. Or even Superman, like... They're going to end up on that planet.
It could be Gorilla Island.
It could be so many things.
I know, because we see like we hear something roar, and it's like, oh, it's just like Earth. I'm like, that could be Gorilla Island.
Yeah,
right. It could be. Yeah.
And I will say too, I loved the whole theme of the season. The idea of a man trying to find his place. Like he understands he made mistakes and did some terrible things, but like he's just searching for these things because he's always tried to follow what people tell him to do. Yeah. And he found it in this world, and then it just so happens that blinded him to the fact that this world was so fucked up. And,
that it was really bad.
And you know what that says about all of us. And then even the ending with his father, his speech he gives in episode 7, where he's like, do you fight every injustice in your world?
Yeah.
And all this, and I'm just trying to do the best I can here, and blah, blah, blah. And he was like the exact opposite of the father that we know from the main world. There's so many great moments in that I took.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And I hope more people took, because I think in the way the world is today, like this is a message that really needed to go out there. And then as a more jokey side note, the fact that James Gunn sold the Peacemaker emote to like Fortnite and all these video games
as the
knowing it was a swastika.
Yeah.
Just to reveal that and get the big headlines that they're pulling it everywhere because everybody realized what it was.
That was hilarious.
Fucking amazing. Yeah. Like, hats off to James Gunn for top tier trolling.
Dude, he did it was in front of our faces for like 5 episodes and none of us saw it.
No, nobody saw it. And
nobody saw it.
Kids are going on fucking Fortnite and doing a swastika salute essentially. When he reveals it, he's like, yeah, I put it in front of your face the whole time, and we even sold it to these games and nobody noticed. And then everybody's freaking out. It's like, see? Yeah. I mean, it goes to the theme of the season.
Right.
Like, it's right in front of your face and you didn't see it.
Yep.
I love that, man.
Yeah, that was like top tier trolling on his part. You got that Fortnite money, and then they had to take it down.
Yeah, this is why James Gunn just has my ultimate faith in things. Like, yeah, I'm so in.
And I think it isn't an easy feat to merge all these universes together when they all have different tonal elements, right? Mm-hmm. Like Lanterns isn't going to be like this. The next Superman isn't going to be like this, but somehow all these characters fit together, even if they're doing their own thing.
Quick side note: did you see the rumor that Lanterns is all about the death of Alan Scott, and that they're going to be? It's going to be a detective show where they're trying to figure out who killed him.
Oh man,
dude! If that's true, oh my god!
But also the only well, I guess did we get Alan Scott in the CW verse?
I don't remember him ever coming in.
No. But. Oh man, the only Alan Scott I'm gonna get is the dead Alan Scott.
I know that sucks, but the idea is so cool, man.
Yeah, damn. Oh, I'm excited for Lance. I'm excited for any DC stuff right now. I mean, yeah. At the end of the day, like you said, I trust James Gunn. I think he's got it all figured out, and overall, I did enjoy the season. So more of that stuff. Gen V episodes 4 and 5. Is the latest episode 6 though, or no?
Is it?
Whatever the latest episode was, I can't remember to be honest. But you're caught up, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, I'd say the plot we're starting to hit this we're starting to hit the climax, and then bam, we get this reveal in the latest episode, and now I think we might have a couple episodes left before the finale.
I think they're going 8. Yeah.
8 episodes, yeah. Okay. I think overall, I think as a whole, the season has been I think the way they handled it, with the death of the actor and stuff, I think they've done a good job with the season so far. I think for what it is, I mean, they get locked back up in Elmira, and then they get back out, and the whole thing with her sister, and her sister is like a precog or whatever, she has powers, and then we get the reveal that Godolkin is the guy who's in the hyperbolic chamber or whatever.
Possible reveal.
Possible reveal.
Yeah, they think it's Godolkin. I mean, it's going to be Godolkin at this point, but I'm still holding by my prediction that it's not. Yeah,
I think seeing what's her name heal her sister was a big turning point in the show, right? Now she can use her, it was a redemption point of she can use her powers for good. I think there's a lot of cool moments in the show overall, and I'm excited to see where it leaves off. Maybe we get to see a fight against Homelander. I'm liking it. It's a lot of good stuff, and I can't wait to see where we go from there.
I'm at the point with the show where I was with Peacemaker last time we talked.
Yeah.
I feel kind of like we're just treading water to get to
get to the big moment stuff. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
And I wonder if this, because we know that The Boys, the next season is the last one. They've announced that, all that. Mm-hmm. I wonder if this show has any life after that at this point. Because it's now connecting so hard into The Boys.
Yeah.
With characters and everything, that I think they might have pigeonholed themselves into this ends with The Boys.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, it's good. I just kind of feel like I'm going through the motions at this point in the season.
Yeah,
which I feel with a lot of shows, so it's not like it's unique to this show.
No, it happens. Yeah. I'm just glad we're not at 24 episode seasons anymore, because...
Yeah, and I looked it up while you were talking. It is 8 episodes.
It is 8, so, okay, so we're getting towards the end. Which...
And it's also up to episode 6. You were right about that, too. So.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, so that's where we're at, and like you said, kind of waiting for the shoe to drop, right?
Yeah. I did like seeing what's-her-name's daughter enter the fray, too.
Oh, yeah, that was kind of fun, where she kills the gladiator dude. That was a cool moment.
Yeah.
And Gustavo Fring showing up.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good. So, I thought that overall, I think that it was those are cool reveals. We'll see what happens the last couple episodes. All right, everybody, we're getting into the comic news now. It's the meat and potatoes.
There's some doozies.
Everybody. There's some weird stuff. There's some stuff I don't know how I feel about. So we'll just jump right into it. Marvel Comics. We're starting off with Marvel, as we always do. A new creative team was announced for Iron Man alongside a new number 1. All new, extra new, very new number 1. The series will be written by Joshua Williamson and art by Carmen Carnero. Bam. So, first off, Joshua Williamson doing Iron Man. Are you going to read it, Chris?
Yeah.
I think we're all tempted to read Iron Man now. Yeah.
I'm tempted by so many reasons, but yeah, do the synopsis real quick.
So the synopsis is the unapologetic Iron Man is a once-in-a-lifetime hero. Beating the heart behind the armor is a once-in-a-century genius. Years ago, Tony Stark was knocking on death's door, so he created the Iron Man armor to survive what happens the next time death comes calling. What weapon does he create then? What if someone else creates it first? These questions have haunted Tony for years. A ticking time bomb beside him waiting to explode. Femme Fatale, Madame Mask, has asked these questions, and with the power of the advanced idea mechanics behind her, she's ready to create the next generation weapon. Yeah, so I didn't give a shit about Iron Man, but now with Josh Williamson writing it, I kind of do.
Iron Man's one of those characters I don't really care for too much. Obviously, the MCU version we all enjoyed and loved, but the comic version, listen, the Tony Stark got drunk and started a civil war, and Captain America was right. So
yes, right.
Everybody best remember that. And your stupid T-shirt with him holding the Captain America shield, that's not a real thing. That didn't happen.
Yep.
Fanboying aside, I've never cared for the character that much. I found him fairly boring. He's a good support character. I never got why he was a leading Trinity character, but a lot of people disagree with me. And to see, so for me, there's really very little you can do to get me to read an Iron Man book. Getting a creator like a Trip Zdarsky or, a Jonathan Hickman or one of these guys is a way to get me. Honestly, Joshua Williamson is kind of on that tier for me. But what's more interesting to me about this is that Joshua Williamson is still doing a shitload of DC stuff.
Right.
And has been the architect of the DC stories.
Which is wild to me that this is happening. Yeah.
Which makes me think that he's stepping aside from that role if he's also doing a Marvel book.
Yeah, you can't be doing both. I don't know how you could be doing both.
Now we're in a post-exclusives world, but the DC's done a great job of letting creators kind of tell the story of the universe while working with editorial and different things. And Joshua Williamson's been doing it for so long that I could see him wanting to do something different. Like, he's told so many great stories and helped architect some great events at DC. Why not jump over Marvel and see what he can do? And I mean, he's doing G.I. Joe too. It's not like he's just doing DC, but
so maybe he's got some time to do Iron Man. I don't know.
Yeah, and he has another book that we're going to talk about later, but I wonder how many of his books are going to kind of fade and go to different creatives. I'm wondering if Scott Snyder is coming back and kind of taking over DC again.
Are they going to trade off? Trade one for the other.
A lot of questions come out of this, but all that aside, I'll check this out. I'll probably do. We were talking off air about like the month to month grind of reading comics and what it's kind of doing to me. And this will probably be one of those that like I'll give it space and maybe wait till we're like X amount of months in and then check it out. But yeah, I'm definitely intrigued and interested.
Yeah, I feel that this might be okay. Maybe I'll wait for the first trade of Iron Man to come out before I jump right into it. Marvel also announced that following the events of One World Under Doom, it's a 3-issue series called Dungeons of Doom from the All-Star Philip Kennedy Johnson and Benjamin Percy with art by Carlos Magno, Robert Gill, Justin Mason, and Jorge's Ginty. One World Under Doom's epic aftermath. Doom's castle's empty and masterless. The superpowers of the world race to claim and control the untold power and technology that wait inside. But when an explosion sends them all plummeting into a dungeon labyrinth that none of them knew was there, what began as an arms race becomes a terrifying game of survival. Who, if any, will survive, and what horrors lie in the Dungeon of Doom? That's a hilarious premise, and the cover with the giant door as his face is pretty awesome. I think that's funny. That's just funny, is all these villains come to steal it, and he's like trapped them all.
I love. First of all, I love that cover. Like it gives me such D&D vibes.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So I listened to an interview recently with Chip Zdarsky, and he was talking a lot about Captain America, and then that book he's doing, The Will of Doom. And I had never thought of this book other than like the will, what Doom is wanting for the world, and blah blah. Right. And he said like I can't talk much about the name, but I think it gives away a few things. And it clicked. I'm like, they're killing fucking Doom.
Yeah.
So One World Under Doom has spoiled everybody. Like it's done.
Right. Yeah.
And then I saw this announced. I'm like, oh, with Castle Doom empty and masterless, they're killing fucking Doom at the end of this book.
For sure. Yeah.
I'm like, that's fine, but goddamn, that would have been such a great thing for me to just like see happen and not get spoiled.
I know.
But I'll read the fuck out of this. Like I think it's a cool premise, and if you're gonna make a cover that goes that hard for me, I'm gonna buy that. Awesome. Yeah. And 3 issues.
Door. 3 issues. Doom Door.
Yeah. That's gonna be a fucking epic T-shirt down the line.
Yeah, it is.
Guaranteed.
It is. Marvel Comics announced another Godzilla crossover, folks. And coming after Godzilla Destroys the Marvel Universe, titled Godzilla Infinity Roar, from writer Jerry Dugan, artist Javier Garron. Earth's mightiest heroes unleash the galaxy's deadliest threat as Godzilla rampages across the cosmos. Hell yeah, so we're getting Godzilla in space. The combined forces of Earth's mightiest heroes manage to spare Earth by exiling Godzilla off into space. So we got the next issue of Godzilla is spoiled that's coming out this week. But in doing so, they may have just heralded the end of a larger galaxy. As Null, the god of symbiotes, fans the flames of Godzilla's anger, a new campaign for galactic conquest begins, with the King of Monsters and the King in Black at the helm. Will the cosmos be able to band together to stop the two juggernauts, or will a new era of death and destruction descend upon the cosmos? One thing's from sure, from Galactic Empire of Wakanda, Shi'ar Empires, Kree, Skrull, space, and beyond, no planet will be safe as Godzilla destroys the Marvel Galaxy. This is some crazy. This is like, if you ever watched the anime like Gurren Lagann back in the day, where they start off like battling robots that are like the size of like buildings, and then by the end of the series the robots are the size of like galaxies that they're fighting. This is what we're getting. The cover with Silver Surfer being chased by Godzilla was amazing. I think this is such a cool premise.
I love the Null cover where he's got the Null symbol
on his chest.
It's just the red Venom symbol, but
these are all great.
But listen,
what an awesome title, Infinity Roar. Hell yeah! It's like,
I remember when they announced Godzilla Versus, and you and I were fucking excited, and I was like, "This is cool." Like, this is a one-time thing, and it'll be great. And then they're like, "Oh yeah, and we're doing a 4-issue miniseries where he destroys the Marvel Universe." I'm like, "Holy shit, they're doing more!"
Yeah, they're doing it.
I saw this, and I peek behind the curtain, Mike. I got an email about this prior to New York Comic Con.
Damn.
So it got spoiled for me, but I was at work and I'm reading it. I'm like, holy shit. They're doing more Godzilla crossovers.
It's probably selling so well that they're like, we gotta throw him into. You can't just throw Godzilla into space and expect him to be okay. Like,
this is one of those things that like it only happens once in a while. It's like I don't know if you saw the numbers for Deadpool, Batman.
No.
But like this never happens, so it sold better than anything ever.
It was like 500,000 copies or some shit like that.
It was it broke what Batman #1 sold. Batman #1 was crazy.
Yeah.
And this stuff doesn't happen a lot. So just while it's here, I'm gonna take it in. I'm gonna buy it all, and I'm gonna love it. And
I'm super excited for this.
And honestly, now we're at the point where Godzilla's gonna fight some of my favorite characters in Marvel because I love Galactic Marvel. Like that's my favorite.
Yeah, the Shi'ar, Godzilla versus the Shi'ar. Wow, this is gonna be insane.
Hopefully, they don't spend a whole lot of time on the fucking Empire of Wakanda because that's stupid.
Yeah, I know. Come on, that's dumb.
But the Shi'ar, the Guardians of the Galaxy, there's so many cool. I mean, if he doesn't fight an Annihilation Wave, I'm gonna riot. Like,
what are you doing? My only gripe is the cover has like the on ground heroes fighting him. Which they have like Fantastic Four. I was like, okay, you guys are done now. You had your turn. We're gonna
get out of here.
Get out of here. Get out of here, you fools.
Dude, Godzilla going through Asgard. Like, there's so many. There's so many possibilities. I'm so excited for this one, man.
Yeah, he just destroys the bridge. Oh fuck yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Marvel Comics announced that Ultimate Endgame will in fact be the ending of the Ultimate Universe, which is crazy. I feel like we just got it. Spider-Man, Black Panther, X-Men, the Ultimates will end with issue 24. And Wolverine will end with issue number 16, April of next year. So, yeah, that was pretty crazy when they announced the end of the Ultimates. Do we actually think it's going to be the end, Chris? What do you think?
Well, I believe, we definitely talked about it last time we were together. The whole Origin Box thing they're bringing over to the main MCU, or not MCU, the main Marvel Universe.
Marvel Universe, yeah.
So there was obviously, I feel like this was set up. There was a plan. And even like, I remember when Hickman, it was announced that Spider-Man was done in December with issue 24. He said, like, this was the story we set out to tell. We got to tell it. We're really happy with it. And I had always thought, just in my head, I'm like, well, it's going to continue. Who's going to be the next one to do Ultimate Spider-Man? Obviously, they had an idea. And something's going to happen in this last issue that's going to merge things back together, give us new characters, kind of reinvigorate the regular Marvel Universe with some characters like they did back in the day when they canceled the original Marvel Ultimate Universe. It sucks a little bit. I think Spider-Man's been just one of the best books every week it's out. Black Panther was surprisingly good. Like, if anyone wants to go back and get those trades, I really enjoyed that series. It's the guy who did the Blade, a couple Blade series recently that we really enjoyed.
Yep.
And then Wolverine's okay. I'm enjoying it for what it is, but it's okay. And the Ultimates is just fucking fantastic. So interested to see what Endgame is.
Yeah, that's and I forgot about the father box thing. Or the
Origin Box.
Origin Box, yeah. The father box. So I guess
there's obviously something that they're doing. And I was surprised we didn't get more information on what that is at New York Comic Con, but
now Marvel announced that they once again are giving Moon Knight, because they didn't sell enough Moon Knight issues, Chris, sorry. They're giving Moon Knight a new #1 with creative team Jed MacKay and artist Devamalia Pramanik. The new series will premiere in February. Is that surprising to you? I mean, you've been reading Moon Knight.
It is, because it's not like, I mean, so the last time they had the long series, they killed Moon Knight, and then they went to that new series while Blood Hunt was going on, and then immediately resurrected Moon Knight. And if you read Blood Hunt, it makes perfect sense why it was such a quick transformation. And then brought him back. Well, now we're like 30-something issues in again, and a new #1. Whatever. Just like Godzilla, we don't get Moon Knight often. And we've been on this amazing run of great Moon Knight comics. So I'll take it. Even if it comes in the with new #1s and all this stupid gimmicky bullshit. Like, it's been a good book, so I'll keep reading it. You muted yourself.
I said, yeah, they just got to get those sales up. That's how they do
well, I've been kind of poking at DC fans at the local shop recently because that's always the criticism, and I accept it. Like, that's Marvel does it, whatever.
Yeah.
But DC, look how well that worked out for you when you did a Batman #1.
Oh, hell yeah, I know.
And don't tell me. I mean, that was the same fucking thing.
now they're going to be tempted. Yeah.
Oh, they're already tempted. We're going to talk about it later.
They're tempted for sure. Marvel Comics Lucas Films announced a new Star Wars one-shot titled Star Wars Jar Jar from writers Mark Guggenheim and Ahmed Best with art by Kieran McCowan and Laura Braga. Jar Jar Binks returns, co-written by Jar Jar himself. It's insane. Ahmed Best. Jar Jar faces the consequences of giving emergency powers to Chancellor Palpatine. What pivotal role does Jar Jar play in the formation of the Rebel Alliance? Guest starring fan favorite Jedi Knight Kelleran Beck. Wow. Jar Jar is getting his redemption arc, and what a crazy thing to have Ahmed writing it as well. That's insane.
So first off, Mike, meets are ready for some Jar Jar.
Oh my god.
I obviously right there with everybody else. Like, I hate Jar Jar.
Yeah, right.
But like a lot of things where like my distaste for a character or event happened. What happened to Ahmed Best was terrible.
Yeah.
And the people who did that can fuck right off.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of loving seeing him get his redemption arc. He was in what show was he in where he played? Was it Mandalorian where he played a Jedi for a scene?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So he got to come back and be like embraced by the community again, and now he's here with the character that everybody hated him for.
I know,
and people are excited for this one shot.
Yeah,
I'm excited for this one shot. I'm like, dude, you're literally gonna make Jar Jar a key component of the Rebel Alliance. Like, fuck yeah. I buy every Star Wars book, every mainline Star Wars book. I don't buy the kids lines, but so I'm gonna get this one shot, of course. And Mark Guggenheim's been doing some great Star Wars stuff. I know. It's really this was
crazy.
This was the announcement of the show for me, not because I'm like, oh my god, I'm the biggest Jar Jar fan, but just because out of left field they're like, here's your Jar Jar comic, everybody.
Right. Right, and they're like, and everybody's embracing it too.
Like, on the list of, the joke of the show, on the list of, they're going to announce a new ROM series and a new Jar Jar comic. Mm-hmm. I would have told you with certainty that it's more likely to get a new ROM comic.
Yeah, for sure. Same. I would not expect this at all. I did not.
I would tell you with certainty that they're going to reintegrate ROM back into the Marvel universe before they're going to make a Jar Jar comic.
Before you get something like this.
Yeah. And that's just not fandom. That's literally, I never thought they would touch Jar Jar.
It's insane. It's insane.
So this is cool.
All right. So DC, we talked about Vertigo coming back. DC is announcing their lineup. It'll start debuting in February of 2026. So we got a bunch of the titles of the books here. I guess we'll just go through them and see how we feel. Bleeding Hearts by Denise Camp, Stippian Morian, and Matt Hollingsworth. A zombie named Poke discovers his heart beating again, threatening his place in society where death reigns supreme. Cool. Zombie book about feelings.
This reminds me of the romantic comedy they did.
Yeah, I Zombie.
Where he slowly came back to... No, it wasn't iZombie.
Oh, no, I know what you're talking about. Warm Bodies.
Warm Bodies, yeah. Slowly, that's kind of what it reminds me of. But Dennis Camp is known to do some weird stuff. So my only thing here is that Dennis Camp feels like the perfect Vertigo writer. Mm-hmm. And this feels like the perfect Vertigo book, even if I probably will not read it.
Yeah, we probably won't read it, but it does feel like Vertigo, for sure. This one's cool. End of Life by Kyle Starks, Steve Pugh, Chris O'Halloran, a top-tier hitman, returns in his Midwestern hometown to take care of his dying father and confront his own mortality. Again, seems like a Vertigo book. Could be some noir stuff. Top-tier hitman would be interesting. Maybe some John Wick-style stuff.
Yeah, this one... I mean, I like me some Kyle Starks, but it feels like he's playing a greatest hits in this a little bit. But, he's another guy that is the perfect Vertigo writer. And this book kind of fits in with what they were doing in the late 90s. So now it feels like, if I could real quick, it feels like a lot of the stuff, it's going through their history, the types of books they're doing. Mm-hmm. Where Bleeding Hearts feels like the late the early Vertigo stuff.
Yeah.
And End of Life feels like kind of the late 90s Vertigo stuff.
Yeah, it does. Yep.
Yeah.
100 the peril of the brutal dark, and Ezra Kane mystery by Chris Condon and Jacob Phillips, a noir detective tale that collides with magic, fascism, and a stolen artifact of unimaginable power. So Indiana Jones, folks, is what it sounds like. And I'm trying to look at the cover for this one.
This is Chris Condon and Jacob Phillips have worked together on a Western that I still need to read because I hear it's really good. Jacob Phillips, obviously the son of Sean Phillips, one of my favorite artists of all time.
Yep.
And Jacob got to start coloring and inking his father, so he apes his father a lot.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah.
So kind of getting a new generation Sean Phillips to do noir books
is pretty dope.
Yeah, and I'm here for it, and this will be added to my pull list.
Yeah,
yesterday.
It looks really cool.
Yeah, it feels right up my alley, so...
This next one I never got into 100 Bullets, because I just never caught up, but we're getting 100 Bullets is back, The U.S. of Anger, by Brian Azzarello and Eduardo Risso. Lono returns to America and reignites chaos, taking the nation's darkest impulses to their violent extremes. Yeah, I mean, 100 Bullets, I've heard, is one of the best properties they had, so...
This was one of those, what we call, like, the shame titles that we never read.
Yeah.
At least for me. It seems like for you now, too.
Mm-hmm.
I've always wanted to try 100 Bullets, but I never have, so...
Yep.
Obviously, I won't be reading this one, but maybe down the line we'll get to it.
I'd say these next two are probably the ones I'm most excited about. So,
I'm with you on one of them. Yeah.
Yeah. The Black Tower, the Raven Conspiracy. This is by Ram V and Mike Perkins. So we got the team from Swamp Thing is back. Wizard spies in the UK navigate a global Cold War over sorcery, revealing a hidden world of occult power. Fuck yeah. That sounds awesome.
I pulled that one out when I was reading this. I'm like, that's Mike book right there.
Dude, it's a Cold War Harry Potter with Ram V and Mike Perkins art. Like, come on.
Like, I was so confident this was a Mike book that I was like, there's a chance Mike goes to a comic shop because he wants the single issues.
Hell yeah. That was like, that might be it. I mean, this might be my book of the year. Holy shit. This next one sounds amazing too. Necretaceous by Tom okay, this team up too, like these two books. Tom Taylor and Derek Robertson. So first off, we got Tom Taylor doing zombies again. We got Derek Robertson drawing zombies. Scientists attempt to time travel to stop a zombie virus. So we already have time travel, we already have zombies, only to land 66 million years in the past among dinosaurs. And now we got dinosaurs, Chris. What the hell, dude? Amazing.
That the cover alone with a Derek Robertson drawn zombie T-Rex.
Yes.
Sold.
Oh my god. I love it.
Might listen, sold?
Yeah.
I might trade weight it.
That's okay.
Just because of how things are working in my brain right now, but I 100% I'll be reading this at some point.
I'd say these, while not all these books are for us, I think they did a pretty solid start here. I mean, we got a few more to go, but
I respect the diversity of it.
Yeah.
And the fact that Vertigo always did weird things. And I hope they continue that spirit. Because there's, like, if you go back, dude, there's some weird, like, one-shots they did that never amounted to anything. But, like, Grant Morrison wrote these weird one-shots and, like, all these other creators, and they're super cool. And so I like that spirit's alive in all this. But yeah, go ahead.
Fanatic by Grace Ellis and Hannah Templer. A woman's obsession with comic book spirals into deadly parasocial fixation on its creator. Breaking fourth wall. I mean, it's a Vertigo book. Sounds kind of crazy.
It is a cool premise. I don't know any of the creators involved, so no, I'll wait to see what people say about it, but it definitely piques my interest.
The Crying Doll by Mariko Tamaki and Rosemary Valero O'Connell, a Jekyll and Hyde thriller about just how far a young woman would go to protect her best friend, who may or may not be a killer. Sounds dope.
Sounds cool. Yeah. You were more of a Mariko Tamaki fan, right? Yeah.
A Walking Shadow by Simon Spurrier and Aaron Campbell. 8 strangers wake up chained to a boat in the woods. No memory, no escape, no explanation. Yeah, that just looks really creepy. That looks right up my alley. Yeah, like we said, I think there's a solid, like, I don't think all the genres are that crazy different, but there's definitely some variety to what they're offering. You got some history there with the 100 Bullets. You got some big names. They came out swinging with some big names, and I think some of these are going to be a hit.
Yeah, I think it feels like Vertigo.
Yeah,
And I like the diversity of the storytelling. And like you said, they kept themselves under control by just doing one returning series.
yep,
One with a legacy. Everything else is new and just feels like something that only Vertigo would put out for the most part. So
exactly.
I love this. It's worth the wait. It also, a Nice House by the Sea is also a part of this, but
Yeah, but like that one was a little.
that's
confusing.
not really exciting.
Yeah.
I could see at least one that I will add to a poll list. I could see a few that I would trade weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to just have all these as trades, I think. DC Comics now announced some news about their DC KO series. So here we go. First, there'll be a slew of tie-in comics like DC KO Night Fight, many versus titles, and some main series title crossing over with the event. I mean, that's kind of a given, right? You have an event. They have a... Yeah, I mean, that's like...
Yeah, I didn't want to like list every single one. Also go through them because
this
who
is.
cares?
I mean, we're getting into the world tournament of Dragon Ball Z is what this is turning into.
Yeah.
And the story of KO, the heroes will create a pocket universe to train inside of the hyperbolic time chamber, which will lead to a slew of crossovers for Warner properties and other publications, including Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat, Homelander from The Boys, Vampirella, Red Sonja, Annabelle from The Conjuring, and Sam from Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Lies. That's the craziest part of this. That we're getting these weird crossovers. It's almost the effect of... It's almost the Wizards of the Coast Magic the Gathering effect. I don't think I'll read any of these. Maybe the Homelander one, Chris? I don't know.
I mean, I'll be wondering, because when you see the articles about it, they just list DCKO number 3.
Yeah.
So I don't know how this is going to work. The Homelander one I'll 100% get. The rest of them, for me, kind of whatever.
Yeah.
But what I'm seeing here is Dynamite and DC have a pretty strong relationship, with Dynamite doing all the Hanna-Barbera stuff, and now them giving up their characters using a DC comic book. I kind of see where that connection is. Sub-Zero is obviously a Warner property. It's really cool to see Homelander, the comic Homelander.
That's crazy.
In this. Sam from whatever that book was called. That's an IDW property. That one kind of came out of left field for me.
Yeah, that's weird.
So it feels like DC is more open to talking to other publishers about doing stuff, which is really cool. And if that's all this DCKO is, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm cool with it.
It sounds like a fun event that's not going to have any huge impacts.
No, I'm sure all these pocket universes will be closed real quick. And we'll move on from it, but it'll be cool to see them together.
Yep.
Yeah.
This was kind of surprising to me. I feel like we're going back to the 90s, but DC was like, "You want comics?" So I have to think that DC was somebody was in like a 25-cent bin at a comic shop and was like flipping through them and was like, "Man, we should do a book about this. We should do a book about this. We should do a book about this."
So I'll say this is a Scott Snyder driven thing. This is why I said earlier I think Scott's taking over as the lead architect.
Yeah, so we'll see how this performs. But okay, so coming out of DCKO, there's going to be a new line of comics called DC Next Level. Okay, whatever. The idea is for the line to be more creative driven with titles and characters that have traditionally been low selling. The team said that these titles are taking cues from the Ultimate Universe, the Absolute Universe, and the Energon Universe to reimagine the titles for new readers. So it is the idea of taking these 25-cent bin books and creating, like, we got some cool characters, let's just fucking no holds barred, do some crazy shit with them, which I hope is what they actually do with the DC logo. I hope so.
It's also, these are characters that while they have a history and they have fan bases, like you said in the intro to it, none of them sell. Nobody buys these books.
But we're eager to have more of them.
Well, also, so if you do make drastic changes, you piss off a small minority.
Right.
And you have the possibility of bringing in new people to love these characters in the long run. Yep. So why not do something and kind of give them a fresh start? There's one character that I think is glaringly not in this, and that is Hawkman.
Yeah.
But
that's one they ain't touching.
Yeah, because he's one that desperately needs kind of a reboot.
Yeah.
But I'll be interested to see where this all goes.
He's been in the JSA book, so...
Yeah, because there's one in here in particular that's going to be easy to kind of do.
Yeah.
The rest, I have a lot of questions on what they're going to do.
So the titles, we have Batwoman from Greg Pak and Danny. Okay, Greg Pak doing Batwoman. Greg Pak's a great writer. I still don't think I'll be reading a Batwoman book.
Honestly, when you go through here, there's two that interest me.
Yeah, so...
The rest,
like Lobo by Scotty Young and Jorge Corona. Okay. A Scotty Young Lobo book, that interests me.
Yeah. That is perfect. I will give you that.
Yep. Legion of Superheroes from Joshua Williamson. Yes.
And we've been talking about how Legion seems to be on a comeback from what's going on in Superman and leading up to DCKO.
Yep.
So this makes perfect sense, and I'm glad it's finally happening that we're going to get somebody on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. So then we have, I'll just read these next. Like, you got Deathstroke the Terminator. Okay, Firestorm the Nuclear Man. Crazy, we're getting a Firestorm book. Batman the Shadow of the Bat. Zatanna the Demon. Barbara Gordon Breakout. So, yeah, for sure, characters that aren't too popular. I mean, the logos they showed were the straight up the original logos. No much more info on the rest of those, but like, I'm excited for Firestorm. I haven't seen Firestorm in about a handful of years. Deathstroke we haven't seen in a while either, so yeah, I'm curious to see how they treat these characters.
So obviously Legion for me, and then Batman. What is that Batman book? Yeah, that's my big question.
What we have a Batman book. Why is it going to be different than the others?
Yeah, and then Lobo, like you said, sounds cool. It's a perfect pairing. So
yeah,
I'm here for it. But I want to see what they're really doing.
Yep.
Because you can say all day that, like, oh, this is great jumping on point, blah, blah, blah. And then it's marred in terrible continuity that nobody can understand, and you just don't succeed at that. But I like the idea of creator-driven. I like the idea of lesser-known characters getting a spotlight. So, or not even lesser-known, lesser-selling characters getting a spotlight.
Yeah, for sure. Then we got another Absolute book announced, Absolute Catwoman from writers Che Grayson, Scott Snyder, and artist Bengal. So Scott having a hand in the Catwoman story, which is pretty cool. I'll probably end up checking this out. I've been checking out all the Absolute books, so I like the design of her. You know, they shared some more pages of that.
Mm-hmm. I'm a pass on that. But I know you are buying everything Absolute.
Yeah, so DC Comics announced that under the DC Black Label line, they're publishing a comic canceled in 1989. The comic in question is numbers 81 through 91 of 1989's Swamp Thing run, which was canceled after DC editorial considered the story too controversial. They were published as the Swamp Thing's Vertigo special 1 through 4, and then collected as part of the Rick Veitch Swamp Thing collection number 3. So that's interesting. Rick
Veitch took over after Alan Moore.
Yep.
If you didn't know. So they're doing his collections now. They've done 1 and 2, and then there was a 3 announced. And I'm interested to read, because I've heard like a lot. Yeah. And honestly, after him, Neil Gaiman was supposed to take over Swamp Thing.
Oh.
And Neil Gaiman quit over this canceling.
Yep.
Personally, they probably made the right decision canceling it originally. I think the story is going to be really stupid. And if you don't know what the story is, it's that Swamp Thing goes back in time to meet Jesus Christ, and then eventually becomes the cross that Jesus is nailed to.
That's so funny.
It's funny. I don't think it's going to be good, though.
Yeah.
But I'd be lying to you if I didn't say I was morbidly curious as to what this was.
I do think it's funny that they're going to go back and do this, but...
and that image of Swamp Thing as the cross, with just like his head is the only thing that's Swamp Thing. It's funny, dude.
It is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's just funny that they announced it. I don't know. It's just strange. Like, so random to me.
Well, what was happening in 1989?
Oh, was that the start of Batman? Oh yeah, yeah. Damn.
So if you look at the timing, and it's said in the article too, but if you look at the timing, Batman was coming out and they canceled it because they didn't want a controversy leading up to Batman that could lead to a boycott.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. It would have made me go see Batman more, but hell yeah. Swamp Thing's part of Jesus. I knew it this whole time. DC and Marvel announced more crossovers coming 2026, as well as reprints of the classic crossovers. Hell yeah. The reprints will start with 2 from DC, Superman vs. the Amazing Spider-Man and Superman and Spider-Man, both printed in treasury-sized anniversary issues. So that's cool. We're getting crossovers reprinted. We're getting new crossovers coming 2026. They seem to be working together okay. I like this new era of DC and Marvel working together. So
yeah, I like this new era of people working together. It's really cool. Yeah. I should have done my due diligence, but I didn't check to see if these are in the omnibuses or not.
Oh,
because if they are, I'm good.
Yeah.
But if they aren't, it'll be a purchase.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really cool to see them happening. Now I want to see what Marvel's like. What's Marvel going to reprint and what crossover? I mean, I'm assuming the rumor is that we're going to get Superman, Spider-Man next year. So
yeah. That would be so. This is interesting. DC Comics Boom Studios announced a crossover with Swamp Thing and Something is Killing the Children, titled Swamp Thing is Killing the Children, from writers James Tynion IV and artist Werther Dell'Edera. This is interesting. Something That's Killing the Children is on my list of stuff to read because I've heard such good things about it, and I just haven't read it. So like having a crossover like that's cool, I guess. I'm just not going to read it until I catch up.
Yeah. On that. It's not a me book. I've always felt this was a Mike-ass book that Mike doesn't read. And then to see a Mike-ass book that Mike's not reading crossing over one of Mike's favorite characters.
Yeah. It's like, okay, now I should read it.
Yeah.
There's just so much stuff to read that I'm catching up on.
My real quick thing, because I know we're running really late on time, but my real quick thing is Boom Studios and DC working together now.
Yeah.
A lot of working together going on right now, and I'm loving it. So
they're working with everybody, so that's crazy. Dynamite Comics announced a creative team for Thundar the Barbarian. The series will be written by Jason Aaron and Kubar Ball. That's a crazy. Comes out, guns swinging, guns blazing. It's going to feature Thundar and his trusty companions, Princess Ariel and Ukla the Mach, fighting to save world's last surviving humans from enslavement by mutants and wizards. When Thundar's greatest foes, like Gemini and Mindok the Mind Menace, team up to devise the ultimate revenge the heroes must battle to save the future itself. An adventure that takes us all the way back to the fateful day in 94 when a runaway planet came hurling between Earth and the Moon, unleashing cosmic destruction. For the first time ever, we'll see the origin of Thundar, including first meetings with Ariel Ukla and the first time he ever wielded his mighty, mysterious sun sword. Yeah, crazy. This is insane news.
100% in, Mike.
Yeah.
Thundar the Barbarian, if people don't know, it lasted 2, maybe 1 season. It might have been 2. Hanna-Barbera property in which the great Jack Kirby worked on. So this is a Jack Kirby character.
It's Jack Kirby's He-Man.
It's Jack Kirby's Conan. But yes.
Conan, yeah. But He-Man, yeah.
What was it? 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other?
Yeah, right, exactly. But Jason Aaron writing it is insane. That's crazy.
But I am so excited for this book, man.
I didn't think I would care about it until that happened. So,
dude, when they said Thundar the Barbarian months ago, I was like, "Fuck yeah, give me a Thundar book." And then, I'm here. Creative team's amazing. So excited.
Mad Cave announced a new series titled "The New Space Age" from writer Kenny Porter, artist Mike Becker. Disgraced astronaut Mark Mitchell has only ever had one true mission: to find his little brother Joey, who was abducted by aliens from a crop circle when they were little. When Mark's hotshot piloting gets him grounded for the last of the public space program defunded, Mark loses his only means of finding Joey out in space until Mark's homemade scanning rig discovers the shocking truth about the crop circles, their instructions for space travel. Mark will need to uncover the hidden messages been left on the Earth for years and reverse engineer the magic that can help him find Joey. It's a cool sci-fi premise that Mad Cave's doing.
Yeah, I thought it was a cool sounding book that I'll probably check out at some point. Kind of theme of the show right now, but probably in a trade or something like that. But I thought it was a cool book people should know about.
Yeah. And this next one here, Ignition Press announced a new 12-issue series titled Bloodland from writer B. Clay Moore and artist Mark Chatter. The U.S. is collapsing, and then there are vampires. President Andrew Cross is deep in the unconstitutional extended term, seized and shielded by executive orders, martial law, and a stacked Supreme Court. With support splintering, Cross forges an alliance with a cabal of ancient European vampires. As the White Cell's influence expands, the administration's pursuit of power and blood purity transforms the landscape into a battleground between emboldened loyalists, aspiring demagogues, and colorful factions of dissenters. Against it all, Army veteran Heather Brooks is a lone wolf on a warpath to find and avenge her newborn son who's been sacrificed to the state, and retired pro quarterback son Casey rallies an idealistic resistance. As their courses collide, the two leaders tilt the odds and change the shape of a cross-country war for the soul of the nation. Wow. I would say, what do they call that? Historical fiction or something like that with vampires. The vampire thing is crazy. I mean, yeah, when you've exhausted all options to stay in power, you got to become a vampire, right?
That's what we got to do. I think for me, this is right up my alley. Political intrigue.
Yep.
Historical fiction, vampires.
Yep.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
There's some things here where I can tell where people are going to be turned off by the politics of the book.
For sure, yeah.
For me, it's all about how they execute those politics in the book. But I'll be here to at least check it out and see if it's any good.
Yeah. It could be historical fiction, but I wouldn't be so like taken aback if we had found that Vladimir Putin was actually researching vampirism or something.
Mike, if they came out tomorrow and said, like, we cured Biden of his cancer by giving him vampires, DNA,
then it's like game over.
I'd just be like, yeah, that checks out.
Right.
Nothing is going to surprise me at this point.
No, nothing. Nothing surprises. Frank Miller announced that he is teaming up with Saga Press and Cannon Gate Book to publish Autobiography, Creative Lessons. The book will be titled Push the Wall, My Life, Writing, Drawing, and the Art of Storytelling. That's really cool. I think that's awesome.
I love... Two things I love in reading books these days are biographies, autobiographies, and some sort of like how-to guide in a way. Yeah. So combining these two with one of my favorite creators of all time, I'll be picking this up 100%.
Yeah. No, I think it's cool. All right, folks. We're going to talk about some comics that we read.
I think we both have Slender.
Yeah. And, I mean, I'll go through just a few. Like, I know you're not reading Huck Big Bad World number 5. We know Huck's mom has been missing. And there's a mercenary going around rounding up all the superheroes, kind of just like Ice is. And we all know Mark Miller is very on the nose about things. So they go to kill Huck, and he has something protecting him that they think is like the baby and his girlfriend. Like the girlfriend's still pregnant, but like he gets this like bubble put around him when the assassin goes to shoot him. So we think the baby has powers, which makes sense. Justice League: The Omega Act special number 1. We get some insight into DC KO. Booster Gold is super powerful because he has Darkseid's power in him, apparently. They reference the absolute universe a lot. And then they kind of say like DC KO is going to come about. They need an absolute champion to fight Darkseid. So that's kind of like this world tournament is like, we got to find the best guy. I mean, it's a classic kung fu thing. We need the toughest guy to fight the toughest villain, and I'm here for it, you know. Batman number 2. The imagery in that issue of young Tim getting hit in the back of the head by Damian was wild. They did the whole reference of like the crowbar hitting him, which is crazy. We get a lot of like Tim Drake as Robin. Damian's still pretty young. Batman and Robin get in trouble with the cops that these guys shoot each other, and now like Batman is an enemy of GCPD. And I think it was really funny. We get the whole like teaching him about driving the Batmobile, but then the Batmobile has 13 gears and a bunch of them are like for otherworldly shit. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, and wasn't the last gear just because he has the most badass car in the world?
Yeah.
Was there something like that? Like,
yeah, something like that.
yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was really funny.
I like the
Yeah.
ending with Vandal Savage being like,
Yeah.
I don't care what the fucking mayor says, even though
Right.
the mayor agrees with me. I don't
Yeah.
care what he says.
Yeah.
Arrest these guys. Like,
Yeah.
get them off the fucking streets. It was great.
Um, Absolute Superman number 12. So we get some insight into Superman learning about his powers for the first time. Now that Jimmy and Lois and Supes are together in Smallville, there's a big war about to happen. That's kind of where we get to in this issue. Absolute Green Lantern was crazy. We finally get a space issue, 7 issues in. So we're in space, finally. But this is crazy. We get a reimagining of a lot of characters, like Kilowog is part of the Dark Stars. And so is the living planet Mogo. It's going around, like, annihilating Green Lantern planets. It's trying to find Green Lanterns inside planets, destroy them, and then a Red Lantern shows up. And the like the basics of fighting and mechanics are all different. So like the Red Lanterns are more like defensive, like use your powers against them. So Kilowog can keep regenerating himself, and so they like kill him and he comes back. So the Red Lantern creates this cube to like house him, and then he compresses the cube and like crushes his body, and that's how they kill him. It was insane. It's more restraint and defense than it is rage. So we see like the color palettes being the opposite of what they would be. We see the end. The villain is this weird cyborg version of Sinestro, and he mentions having the power of gold and how you ascend to it. So there's something with the gold lanterns in this book, and Sinestro is like a weird amalgamation of all the colors. It was really interesting. Like, the book. We're finally in space, and we're getting some of that insight, which is cool. The last book I got to was Absolute Evil number 1. I put what an amazing issue. All the villains are gathering from the Absolute Universe. They basically gotten rid of every hero since the JSA, so we get like this montage of them killing heroes that have come to power. They kill Oliver Queen and just like throw him on the table. And they start their own Justice League with a Black Hall of Justice, which is like, so they're in the Hall of Justice, they're the Justice League, but they're all villains. And so I'm guessing the Justice League is going to be called the Legion of Doom. So that's the flip that we're getting for the Absolute Universe. And then at the end, they call in Lex Luthor, who just seems to be a guy. They're like, who are you missing for the team? They call in Lex Luthor. And he's like on a farm in Kansas, kind of like Superman was. So this is a really interesting issue and a lot of cool twists on like the villains that we know. Yeah, Absolute's been great. So that's all I really got to, though.
Okay, I'll do a lightning round. Absolute Batman number 13.
Yes.
It sets up a Absolute Catwoman book, and then and then Batman calls out Bane and is like, "Yo, bitch, come here and we'll fight."
Yeah, let's fight.
And then Batman, one point, meets up with the Red Hood gang that we met in an earlier book issue, and we find out who the leader of the Red Hood gang is, and it's the Absolute version of Harley Quinn. So that's kind of the big thing in that issue, other than just setting up the attack on Arkham and the fact that Bane and Batman are going to have their final brawl. Imperial War, Imperial Guardians number 1. Gamora, Darkhawk are trying to figure out what this like old scroll Messiah has to do with everything that's going on. And we find out basically the Imperial Guard had like infiltrated the scrolls, pretending to be this Messiah, and bring about tension between the Skrulls and the Kree again. And meanwhile, Captain Marvel shows up and she helps out for a little bit, then ducks out right before the big ending, where one of the Inhumans shows up and says, "Hey, you're kind of fucking with my plan, but if you come help me, all is forgiven and you'll be on the right side." Gamora and Darkhawk are like, "No, why would we do that?" So he gets his buddy, who's standing right behind him, which is Cosmic Ghost Rider, to kill both of them. And we end with Gamora and Darkhawk with no head.
Interesting.
So, interesting ending.
Yeah.
And I'll be interested to see what the Imperial Guardians book is moving forward, because allegedly we're getting one. Marvel Knights World to Come number 3. This is adding more intrigue to why Black Panther has a white son. And it's kind of starting to show the threads of like they may not be blood related, even though some sort of villain from Black Panther's past is involved, because now that the kid is head of Wakanda, he basically destroys everything that T'Challa did and try to make it a democracy and all these things, and reinstates a religious hierarchy, and then kills the leader of the religious hierarchy to claim himself as the top of the throne. So interesting kind of political intrigue, and then just a lot of behind the scenes. I think at the end of the day, we're going to find out that the kid's not actually T'Challa's, and it's fucking the Claw or something like that did something. But it's a really good book, so check it out. Captain America #3. Cap back in the past, walking around Latveria, kind of figuring out what Doom's all about. Mm-hmm. And we find out that Doom, while Doom's a dictator, Doom also hates Nazis. So he actually looks up to Cap because Cap fought the Nazis. And there's actually a statue of Cap in Latveria. And basically, we're finding out that Cap has, like, he kind of rushed into a thing when he first gets out of the ice and is trying to figure out really what's going on. And then sees that Doom is lying to him in a way, but in a way to kind of take out an insurgency that's happening that Cap may or may not be helping. And then we get some more keys about the other Captain America, and kind of how his war went down. And then DC KO #1.
Nice.
Had to read it. Honestly, I thought it was okay. It's a lot of setup, a lot of Superman like prepping for fighting, and then introducing people who may have been not around for the Superman book of what's going on with the Legion, what's going on with Doomsday. And then getting, if you haven't read any Absolute stuff, they kind of introduce you to the concept of the Absolute universe. Okay. It's a lot of that. But a couple big things do happen. And I won't spoil them for you, Mike, because I think they're going to be big pops for you.
Nice.
But a major character dies, and major characters are introduced. Reintroduced, I'll say.
Okay.
And it does set up that, yeah, there's going to be a big tournament, and everybody's going to fight. But they set up why they're going to do it and how. Yeah. And I think the comic book science behind it is going to like geek you out. So
okay, that's cool.
When you read it, I want to hear from you because I think you're going to be excited about like the comic book scienciness of the whole thing.
Hell yeah.
That's everything I read, Mike. So nice. Where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me at Fortress Ricker on X/Twitter. Where can they find you and or the show?
You can find me on social media, whether it's X, Blue Sky, or whatever, at Fortress Chris. Also at chriscomicscorner.substack.com. And you can find the show at Fortress Pod on social media, as well as fortresscomicnews.com. If you want to support the show, remember to give the 5-star reviews in the podcatcher at Spotify or Apple Podcasts or whatever you listen to this on. Also, go on to our YouTube. Check that out, youtube.com/@FortressComics. Subscribe there and watch all the videos. And if you want even more or stuff early, you can go over to patreon.com/FortressComics. Thank you all so much for watching and or listening this week. I'll see y'all here soon.